This is Fantology.
You may have heard of us.
What's up, Dragon Riders, and welcome back to another episode of Fantology Podcast. I'm joined here today not with my lifelong friends, but something even deeper, my family. So I have my lovely wife, Lindsay.
Hi.
I have my sister-in-law, Sydney, and she is actually Ryan's wife.
Hello.
And then I have my other sister-in-law, Riley.
Hi.
And it's important to note that all three of these wonderful women are returning guests. So I don't know what we've had. I think on Mistborn, some of you are on what other episodes?
Yumi. That's
Yumi?
the book I
Yep.
did with you.
I did
Um,
I did the Fourth Wing episode.
Fourth Wing.
Yeah.
Fourth Wing. Yep. Okay. So there you have it. We have some Fourth Wing specialists, let's say, on. So we are indeed covering Onyx Storm today. And so the layout of the episode today, we're going to spend the first 15 minutes just talking about the book. First 5 minutes of that is going to be spoiler free. Hopefully you've read the entire book if you're listening to the episode, but if not, you have about 5 minutes to make your way on out of here. We'll announce when we start doing spoilers. And then after that, we have a tier list game that we're gonna play. Sid's doing something.
I forgot that the mic is here and I had it way far away.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of be the host, but I want the three of you to do most of the talking. So I guess I'll throw it out. Spoiler free reactions. Maybe give like a rating if you loved it, if you just liked it. What's the situation here?
Are we starting with me? The way you
We can
looked
start with
over.
you, yeah.
Okay. I loved it. I love everything about the series though. I finished it within what, 48 hours?
It was 48 hours. For
Yeah.
those Lindsay also took off work for those 48 hours, which
I didn't know that.
I don't see the problem here.
no problem.
The book came
Lindsay-
out. It
Lindsay
needed
was
to be read.
The third of us to start, and I think she's easily probably the most obsessed now.
Yeah, I've taken it the most seriously. Anyway,
The
She went to
thing
the book
that- I
release
guess-
party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the thing to know about Lindsay is that she doesn't read a lot of books, but the books that she does read, she reads. Like she reads the heck
She
out of those books.
consumes.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
lives and breathes
And
these books.
obsesses over them. Yeah. Hence her shirt.
Oh yeah.
I'm just here to represent. No, but I thought it was really good. I thought that a lot of questions were answered, which was good, knowing that we're not going to be getting another book for a while. And then there was enough open-ended at the end to keep me wanting more. I thought it was fun, yet it moved along enough that I didn't get bored. And you just fall in love with the characters even more and more. You get to know them. So
Okay, so rating out of 10, and then if like where you put it in the series, if you had to.
Ben knows this about me, but I rate everything very highly because this is all my free time that I'm spending, and so I want to enjoy it. So I'm probably not as critical as maybe some
I do
people
as
want me
well.
to be.
You'll need
But,
Riley's rating because she's down on the Goodreads ratings.
That's why I did it out of 10. I intentionally avoided the 5 stars for Goodreads. Although
Yeah.
Riley does do like 4.76, and that somehow distinguishes
Yeah.
it. So 10 out of 10 then?
No, sure. I mean, I'll give it a 9, and for no other reason than it's the third book. I'm sure the 4 and 5 are probably going to get better, right?
There's always room to improve. I'm always hesitant to give out like a full 10 stars to any book, no matter how good it is. Every
Okay.
book I read is 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. I spent the time reading it. 5 out of 5.
It never misses.
Cat.
Okay, well, I guess that answers your question. Said, what else do you
Yeah.
love it? Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it. I feel like a lot of times fantasy books take I feel like I noticed a trend where it's like the first half is like really slow and kind of hard to get through, and then all the action is in the last half. I feel like for this, it was like the first 5 chapters were like catching up on who the characters were, and then it gets like right into action and kept me into it the whole time. It was very good.
Awesome.
I feel like she does that in that's what I feel like I really liked from the get-go with Fourth Wing, is that there's no big exposition chapters where you spend all this time learning about the land and things. Like that's all throughout the book, because you always just dive right into like entertaining content. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So did you give him your number? Was it a 10?
Me? Yeah. Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
sure,
okay.
9 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay. I rated Fourth Wing and Iron Flame both at 4.8 on Goodreads. This one I gave a 4.9. So
Oh, a whole extra
Pretty-
0.1.
Yeah.
I've never given a book 5 stars on Goodreads. And I think a 4.9 is the highest I've ever given. I think.
Okay, so
Yeah,
basically
it's
5
the
out of
highest I've
5.
ever given. There might be another, like a couple other books out there that have gotten that. I really liked it. It was not the book that I was expecting. We kind of talked about this beforehand. We were maybe expecting like a New Moon-esque kind of book where Xaden, well, I don't want to get into too much, but we were expecting a very different book.
New
But I
Moon-esque. I mean,
really,
I think anybody that knows, right?
yeah. That I
There's
mean,
a
yeah.
huge overlap with the people that would know that reference in this book. Almost
But we were just
100%.
expecting that like we all like if you finished Iron Flame, then you know that Xaden became Venom at the end of Iron Flame. Sorry, I don't know if these are
You
these are
can say
spoilers.
Iron Flame spoilers.
We
I
did,
think.
Okay.
we did, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Iron
heartbreaking
Flame
at the end of
spoilers,
Iron Flame. So we all kind of expected for this to be like Xaden would be like Edward, and he really needed to like get away from Violet to save her.
I don't want to hurt you. I'm bad for you.
Yeah, bad for you, whatever. And that was not this book. And I really I didn't expect to travel at all. I feel like it was really neat to like go to all the different places. Because I feel like oftentimes fantasy books will talk to you about these like foreign distant lands and what's unique about them, and never take you there.
Mhm.
So it was fun to like I always find myself going back and referencing the map in the book to try and like remember where we are. But yeah, I
Not
really,
that
really
where we go is on the map. So
yeah, not on the maps, but still when they're mentioning like anything with the uprising, all sorts of things. I love the maps are always really helpful. But yeah, I really liked it. Not the book that I was expecting. Very fast paced. I thought the pacing was great. There was a ton of character development that like
Yeah.
characters that you hated in the beginning, you ended up loving in the end. And
My boy Dane. I've always said Dane's a sleeper. So
he's a sleeper. And yeah, I mean, had a
Riddick.
wonderful character. Riddick had a wonderful character arc.
I love
Art.
Riddick. He's so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
so
great.
funny.
okay, let's do some spoilers then. So, I mean, you've been warned. Now's your last chance. Get out now if you don't want spoilers. But what did you think about the ending? I guess Sid, we'll start with you since we started with ones last time.
Okay, finished it this morning, so it's fresh in my mind. Wait, we're
It's
just
fresh.
jumping right into the ending?
Well, okay. I should
I feel like we
say,
need to go throughout
I
the
guess
whole
not.
book and
Yeah,
then
we
get
can-
to the
that's
ending.
what, but that's what all
That-
these scenes are doing.
yeah, hopefully we'll do that kind of with a tier list. I just kind of wanted to get like your initial thoughts, including
Okay.
spoilers, right? Like, so
Okay.
if your initial thoughts beforehand was without spoilers, here's our spoiler thoughts.
Okay, well, I mean, I already said I loved it. I feel like it went all the different parts, like it just kept you entertained the whole time. The ending, I knew there was going to be a cliffhanger, and because I've heard some spoilers, not actual spoilers, I just heard there's a cliffhanger. Lindsay, you're the one that told me the spoiler.
There's always a cliffhanger.
Exactly. So I knew that was coming, but I was not expecting the cliffhanger. Can I say? Wow. Yeah,
We're
I
in
guess
spoiler.
We said spoilers.
Okay.
We're in spoiler territory.
I was not expecting the marriage, the ring, and he has no information about
They
it.
hinted to it so many times throughout the
Okay.
book.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry.
You're a
Sorry.
little deeper into this than I am.
She really is.
I mean, they hinted at it, but you didn't know that she wasn't going to remember her marriage.
It's
No, I didn't know
Gale
that
with two R's,
Yeah.
Sid.
What?
This is consort. Gale with two R's.
Oh gosh, that scene. That was a good one.
I know.
I
It
don't
was a
know if
good
that's in
one.
my list, but that was a really good scene.
Yeah.
I really loved being, I mean, I know was in Fourth Wing and Iron Flame too, but I just love the perspective that it's like Violet like shares her like inner thoughts throughout it as well, because I feel like you just get to know how strong she is, and just like her character development is really good. But yeah, it just had me like wanting to, I'm an audiobook listener, so I was just like constantly wanting to turn it back on, like let's see what happened, let's hear what happened. So yeah.
Love it. All right, Riley, let's go to you.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. Again, not really what I was expecting. They definitely hinted at marriage throughout the book. There was even that they called epigraphs at the beginning. The little
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
there's even that one that was like you can marry whoever you want after you're done with the writer's quadrant. So they definitely hinted at it, and I was just fine with them getting married. I'm thrilled for that for them. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks how much of a cliffhanger it was, and it doesn't necessarily seem like it's obviously a positive outcome because they got married, but there's a lot of like potentially negative outcomes alongside it because it's like he kind of just like left or appears to have just left Tyrandor to her. Like he has no intent to come back. So that was really sad, but I don't know why. I feel like after both Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, I went into just like a deep despair, book hangover, just like so sad about how it ended. And this is like a sad ending. And like obviously Xaden like crossed all sorts of lines with becoming Venom and things like that, and he drew a ton of power. So that like aspect doesn't look good, and I hate that throughout the book we never got any hope for that. Like all the things that they were trying to do to figure out how to cure him just came up totally empty. Like we came with absolutely no solutions to his problem. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. But for some reason I felt okay when it ended. And I don't know why, because I don't feel like there's any indication that like things are okay. But I ended it and I was just sort of like, well, yeah, like it sucks that we don't remember, but I don't know. Things are gonna work out.
There's a lot of hope packed in that 12 hours, right? Like,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like there's some sort of, and I don't think that I ever really grasped like the 12 hours she was missing. Yeah, like there's a lot of things that could have happened in the 12 hours that could be that there's some sort of plan forming, because there always is, but I didn't feel as sad at the end of this one.
I think it's because we have come to trust the dragons. And if Gale trusted him,
Yeah.
then we do too. You
Yeah.
know?
And Darna's back, maybe to help. Maybe the Yurids.
Is she back? I don't know. Did she just come back for that one little moment?
Maybe she's back because she found the cure.
That would be great.
Who knows?
that would be great.
That would be great.
It's
I
very
know.
optimistic.
They were super unhelpful. That was a pretty big disappointment.
Yeah.
I know. I was wanting when they first found the ears, I was wanting them to be like, "Oh my gosh, like we can all be a happy family. The ears will come back and help us," and like
Yeah.
put a little
But,
bow
like-
on that. And they were like, "No, we're leaving. We hate you guys." And I was like, "Wait,
Well, and-
what?"
For such a dumb reason too. Like we left you to like determine if humankind could be like without war and like could be a peaceful people. But and Darna said the whole like I don't know, like idolize peace while only knowing it's
Yeah, keep
benefits or
quoting it.
something like that. Yeah, that's not the quote at all.
Yeah.
But that's the whole idea is like, yeah, peace is great, but when like there's a creature who's sucking the earth dry of magic, you like have to be at war. And like
Yeah.
your dragons have to develop tails that are weapons and
I know, and I feel like they kept judging Violet for like, and I don't know, just like I don't think anything was Violet's fault. Like she was raised in this
No.
world, and Darna is the one who bonded with her.
it was Andarna's choice to like
Yeah,
blow all of her magic whenever she did. Like that was
Yeah.
never Violet really asking for it.
it was so sad
She
for
didn't even know she
Andarna.
was. I think that's what the difference was, right? When the one dragon that came back was like, oh, you didn't even know that she was a
Yeah.
adolescent or whatever.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, like I trust that if Violet knew that, she would have never asked her to use her magic.
But also, it was so sad when Andarna had to make the decision to leave.
That was
I was,
heartbreaking.
I know, it was so sad. And then I loved how she wrote Violet's like next couple days. That seemed like very, kind of more
New
like New Moon.
Moon-esque.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, this is Kristen's
But
story.
not
Like
over the
just
boy.
mourning,
I
like.
just know what we were expecting.
But I loved that it was over a dragon and not a
Oh,
boy. I feel like that was like.
Yeah.
Like Violet is more mature. This is magic, and Bonded Dragons we're talking about.
Not
This is
vampires, it's magic.
way harder than boyfriends. But it was just so sad. She was just in bed
was
for
so
days and
sad.
days.
I
Yeah.
know.
Okay, well, this is verging into the scenes, the tier list
Okay, sorry.
territory. So no,
Lindsay,
I
any
think
any last spoilers, and then we can do the.
yeah.
No, I agree with everything you were saying. I mean, I liked the ending. I didn't feel like I don't know. I felt like everything kind of made sense, but there's still enough questions out there. But I don't feel like so blindsided by it all that can't make it a few years. I feel like, and maybe that was Rebecca Yarros kind of helping us all out. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a
It's gonna be a
while.
while.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make this one as hard. But yeah, I thought it was good.
Okay, nice. Um, so this is our tier list game that we're working. First, can the three of you see it? And hopefully our
Yeah.
audience will be able to see it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I have some pictures here. So for our audience, we're gonna spend about 30 seconds trying to guess what these pictures, what scenes they're referring to, and then we're gonna try and rank the scenes. So we have S up here, that's like as high as you can go, D is as low as you can go. We want to try and shoot for like a nice low, like or like a oh what a nice little curve, right? Where like
A little bell
a
curve.
little bell curve. There you go. Thank you, Lindsay. So like maybe most of them will be in B's. We'll have like one in S, a couple in A, right? So we have
Okay.
20 scenes.
Riley
Now,
will help us keep us honest on that.
yeah. So I know you don't know what scenes are coming up. So if you like rank one and then we know like move them around to make room for the other ones, we
Yeah, we're
can.
allowed to move them after
Okay.
placement.
You are, but we don't want to like abuse that privilege, right? Like we don't
Okay.
we don't want to be
Skip the game
making
rules.
yeah.
You can only move it 3 times.
Yeah. Okay, and I think that these were just put on here randomly. There's no like order to these. So, um, but yeah, and also if I happen to miss a scene that you wanted to talk about, feel free to bring it up after this. Okay, so here we
I
have
already have some written down that I need to make sure
oh,
are put in there.
okay, perfect. Just go
Prepared.
ahead and cross them off if we talk about them.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have an arrow. I mean,
This
this
is
is
poor Traeger. I mean,
Traeger. I feel like I never really got to love Traeger. Like
I
he
was gonna say the same thing. Like
yeah.
Traeger, I mean, I don't know. I can't remember if he was mentioned in Iron Flame or not, but I felt like I didn't know him. I was sad for Kat that was like she finally moved on and was finding happiness
Mm-hmm.
and not even for power like she previously was. So I was sad for that, but I also kind of want her to get with Arix. So
Oh. Oh.
yeah,
Interesting.
so I was fine with it. Like,
Oh.
okay, it was
the
sad.
state of Onyx Storm, right? You have to kill people off in order to make room for your love interest, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
mean,
I don't
I
go
didn't
ahead.
care. Yeah. Like it was sad because someone died who was a likable character, but I don't feel like I had any attachment to him.
Did
And
anybody else
it's
like
still hard for me to like Kat. Kat is probably she was one of my least favorite characters ever in the book. So
did
I
anybody
don't
else
feel
feel
that sad
relief
about it.
like relief that it wasn't somebody else that died? Because I'm like,
No,
oh,
no, yeah,
Oh, for sure.
we get to that, and I'm like, wait, how many people haven't gotten their gift yet? We got to get out of here.
Yeah,
I
like
did think
glad that it was him over. I mean, of the people that died
It
in
could
this
have been
book,
anybody.
he's the
Yeah,
one I'm
anybody
most,
could have got that arrow.
yeah.
Anyway, so as far as ranking it, what is it like? We don't care about the scene, so we'll put it in D or
Yeah.
like, okay,
yeah.
I'm good with
I
that.
feel comfortable with putting that in D.
I will say one of the things that I really liked about it was that she like you weren't able to react. Like she had to keep a straight face. I thought
Yeah.
that elevated the scene. It like made it like a little bit more enjoyable to read because you're like, oh my gosh, like even if we don't really connect with this character, it's still like one of your friends getting shot. And like
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it was an intense scene, don't get me wrong, but I would say my critique about it is that I didn't really care
yeah.
about Traeger
Yeah.
enough for like the death.
And it felt like almost, and this is maybe being a little bit too critical, but it felt like it almost, she like on a rewrite had to go throw him in some more scenes and maybe even like develop the whole cat relationship in order to make
Mhm.
that a little bit more impactful.
Now I'm gonna say Rebecca Yarros has said that next book we are gonna lose somebody that we very much love.
I was gonna
So
say that
I
death
think
wasn't nearly
she was going easy on us in Onyx Storm.
Well, this isn't the only death we have to talk about
because
either.
I
that
know.
one wasn't nearly as sad as losing Liam in whatever. Was that Iron Flame or was that Fourth Wing?
That's
That
fourth
was
wing.
Fourth Wing.
That was fourth. Like that was way more sad than Trigger. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
next picture we got broccoli.
Okay. Broccoli. I shouldn't. I'm not gonna answer all of them. Go ahead.
It's the cat.
Yeah.
I
We
don't
should
know how much of a scene this is. This is more just like a vibe.
I know.
Okay. No, listen, but like the naming of broccoli goes into Mira and Drake's like potential thing, which I think everybody is a fan of.
I guess
Because they
there's
smell like
fanfics
carrot.
out there for it, right?
I have not read them, but I've heard there are some juicy fanfics for Mira and Drake. And they talk about them like, oh, you guys are like the old married couple of the
Yeah.
trip. But I
Broccoli.
feel like that's good for Mira. I'm happy for her to like have somebody that she can like, you know,
Yeah.
punch in the balls and still have fun with. And
And broccoli was just like some comic relief. Like a lot about, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of things on the Luck Island were like silly, like Dane just getting slapped in the face, like someone got a rusty bucket, whoever that was. But like the cat coming around, it's just like a little bit of comic relief that you could like lean back on, and like this book's just silly sometimes. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a great scene. I wouldn't say it's a huge part of the book either. I'd say
Yeah.
B or C.
let's put it in C.
Yeah,
Dang.
see.
How do you feel if you're Traeger right now, like getting beat up with the cat?
Yeah, the cat who has like 2 pages gets
Yeah.
is a higher rated than you.
No, I read this thing though where people were like, leave it to Rebecca Yarros to like not take it seriously that she put like a fragile little kitten in this world of dragons and griffins and venom, and we're all like, but the kitty, like,
Yeah, didn't she say like, don't worry, broccoli's
yeah,
okay?
the
Like,
cat is fine. Like, guys,
Yeah, I hope Broccoli has a big like I hope we see him again.
yeah. How
I'm
fun would
sure,
it be if he
yeah.
turns out to be a dragon rider? Can you just imagine like a kid?
Well, there's also like fan art out there of like the cat with like little goggles on, like flight goggles.
Lindsay has spent a lot of time.
He's so deep. Lindsay's so deep.
So,
Where do you
the
go
cat
to
with
find
goggles.
that art?
Yeah. Anyway, continue. Discords. Continue.
Okay, well, we're coming to our first
S.
spicy scene.
That's
We
smut
got a
scene.
chair.
S.
That's for
I
spicy.
I need to
S
I
for
need to
spicy, right?
reread. I need to reread the chapter. Does anyone know which one it is? Off the
I
top of
need
your head.
to re
I think I might need to revisit that chapter.
Well, I see
You
all
have,
these
like, this
videos about
earmarked?
like how complicated it is, like the positioning and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, have
there's
you seen
multiple.
those like TikToks of like husband
Yeah.
and wife trying to like
Like trying
Yeah.
to figure it out. So that's one that I like just for research.
So maybe,
purposes.
okay, so maybe she made it too complex.
It's
I mean, I don't think that that's a bad thing.
very aspirational, that's for sure.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's bad.
I don't think that that's a reason to drop it down. If you feel like it's S tier,
I'm just saying
I mean,
that
if we can only have one in S tier, we might need to drop it down to A.
I would maybe say it's A.
okay, fine, get an A.
Or we can
I
leave
just-
it in S
I feel
until we
like
find something
no,
else that
this
beats
is
it.
fine. I just no, put it in A. I just feel like Violet and Xaden didn't have
Out of there
much
three, four.
this book.
Yeah, it's true.
Sure, there were 3, but like all of them were,
More than fourth one.
like, is this gonna is
Gotta
Xaden
keep 'em
gonna
under
pull from the
control.
source? Like,
Yeah.
it all just felt like you couldn't relax. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of dovetails into our next scene. I don't know if you guys can tell what this is.
I can't
They
see
kinda
that
shrunk
at
it
all.
down.
Like a chastity belt kind of thing.
Yeah.
Did they just like he So which are you referencing a specific scene in this or just a
No,
general?
more of just a vibe, like the whole conflict of like, having to hold back because you don't want them to channel and like they can only kiss for a large section of the book, right? That's kind of what this picture is trying to get across.
Him being a venom just sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't like it.
so
D.
Well,
I don't like it, but I don't know. I think there's like I don't know.
Do you
It
think
does
that
it does test their love. It's like their
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
isn't just smutty times. They like they're in it for the long haul, you know? They're gonna find a cure so they can be together forever.
Mhm.
But
Do-
yeah, it sucks.
I
It
kind of
sucks.
I like that as a conflict rather than we're not like having sexy time because we are not communicating right now. And
Yeah.
instead this was like it's another way of having that same tension that was a little bit more unique and well thought out, in my opinion. But
So do we give it a B?
I don't know.
yeah, I'd
should
say
have
B.
this.
I'd just say it's pretty.
Is this our first B? Okay.
Yeah, give it a B. We'll see.
Okay, the next scene.
Chocolate cake.
That scene
Yeah.
was crazy.
That scene was
I
crazy.
didn't see
Every-
that coming at all.
Everything with his mom was crazy.
Yeah. Like we knew
Yeah.
she was going to be a little toxic just with how he reacted, like what he said about her.
Mhm.
I did not know where they were going when they were saying like, oh, like his brothers aren't going to be there. The brother or the sons aren't going to be there for dinner. I was like, okay, so what?
Yeah.
I had no idea that they were going to like use that information to what's the dad's name or not the dad, whatever. What's his name?
the
Who are you
stepdad,
talking about?
The mom's,
the like main guy on the Wisdom Island. I don't know his name.
I don't know. Anyways, I did not know that they were going to use the sons as like a, you better tell us the information right now.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Violet's
Yeah.
so cool. She's
I
so
was
cool.
honestly like, I was a little shocked that it worked. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't care about anybody else or your own life for that matter, but like, I was like, I thought you'd just be like, well, I guess that's part of it too. It is what it is.
And
Yeah.
then we still don't know how they knew that they were coming though, because the mom has been saving chocolate for like months or something
I think it's just
before
that the
they came.
first
Like, how
island
did they
guy
know?
told all the other islands.
Yeah. I think it was
Oh,
just they just shared that secret, like passed it along.
Yeah, I think because the same when they went to the Zanal Island, Luck Island, where they were all just waiting for them
yeah, that's
because they
true.
knew.
And like had been for weeks.
Do you have the tiger
I
scene on here too?
Hmm.
Oh man, okay.
We can talk about that scene where I was gonna add that on,
Snow
but I
leopard?
did 20.
Wait, which scene?
The tiger and like
Oh,
the
That was more
had it on the
shocking to
ladder.
me. So when
No
this one came
leopards?
along, like still,
Yeah, the lepers.
The
Was it
leopards.
lepers? Yeah.
I don't know, just did the giant cats.
Giant.
I think there were snow leopards. Um, okay. The cake.
Yeah, and the mom and everything.
I think I'm gonna take this time to say that I think that who he's referencing in the last chapter when him and Sigale are talking and he's like, "Do you think," or she's like, "You think she'll help you?" And he says, "Of course, she loves me." I think it's his mom that he's talking about.
Ooh,
I don't think it's Violet.
that's a
Ooh,
theory.
that's interesting.
Help
Anyways,
it. What would the
I
mom
don't,
help with?
I don't know. I have no idea what happened, but
Maybe
I
the
think it's the
same
mom. I think it's too obvious for it
ancestors.
to be Violet.
Yeah. Or it could be, is it the Queen of Doom? Or who's the high priestess? It could be her.
But she doesn't love him.
You're right, you're right. Okay.
Was
You're
it love or was it that
right.
she owes me?
Ooh,
No,
Lindsay's breaking into
someone
the
also owes him, which I think is the high
So it's
priestess.
two
But
different
someone
ones.
also loves
Okay.
him. And I think it's the mom. I don't
That's
know
good
what she
theory.
did.
That's good theory.
Maybe he let her like live, or she let him live on their island.
Oh, yeah, Camp gave him refuge.
Yep.
As far as other little like small moments, I feel like I liked this book because they like I know it's all fantasy and stuff, but there were a lot of like human emotions that I feel like she wrote really well. Like one of them when the mom was talking to Violet, like, I really want to have dinner with him. Like I like you could just like feel the mom's like yearning for like an estranged son of like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
please like just get him to do dinner and then Violet like protecting him. I feel similar like when Indarna left, like Violet being so sad. Like I feel like Rebecca just wrote those scenes so well where you're like, okay, I haven't had a bonded dragon leave me, but
But
I
it's
can
not
relate to
sad.
the feelings that she's writing,
Yeah.
and my estranged mom not might not be trying to poison me with chocolate cake, but I could feel some of those
Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah, so do we think that his mom knew that that was the plan?
I don't
No, no,
think
I
so.
don't. I
No,
You
don't
don't think
think
so?
no,
she knew.
I like she
So,
loves
yeah.
her son.
She
So
loves him.
that is also kind of
Right.
crazy. The fact that like they're able to co-opt something that was so sweet of her like saving chocolate and stuff
Yeah.
and like just totally weaponize it was
So
pretty,
horrible.
yeah,
Uh,
The
just bad
Twisted
news.
Island. Every island was crazy.
Yeah.
But I liked the scene a lot. I would say
A? A? Yeah,
I'd
go
say
A.
We're going behead or in front of or behind the
Eh,
chair.
I
behind.
would say ahead of.
Oh,
Oh,
ahead of. I didn't know that that mattered. That's good to
I
know.
I'd
didn't
say
either, but
It
okay.
doesn't
I
really.
think it
It's
looks
just
good there.
how specific you want to get.
Okay, next one. I can't see what that is. I wish
This
to
is
zoom in on them.
Stock images yelling at each
this
other.
stock image of father yelling at his son.
Father, yeah. Ugh, is this Colonel A-Tips?
Yeah, this is his like Dane and his dad type conflict. What do we think about that?
I feel like it could have been more in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
And
Colonel Atos didn't have that big of a part, honestly.
Thank
Like there were a
goodness.
few scenes
right.
that he was like, "Yeah, I hate you guys," but
Yeah.
Well, and even when Dane had to go and steal Papa Thornvale's research.
I thought that was gonna be a bigger deal. I was
Yeah.
like, "Do not trust him," like, and he's
Yeah.
like,
I
"Just
was
trust me,
fine
just trust me."
trusting
I was like,
him.
"This is not gonna end well."
No, I was fine trusting him. I feel like I trust Dane now, but I thought that it would be harder to
I
get
don't.
in, to
Yeah,
get it. Like something would happen and it didn't. They just got it. So,
Yeah.
um,
Is the fact that Dane is kind of rebelled against his father, does this kind of go a long way in redeeming him in general, or
Yes.
it?
I feel like he was already redeemed. I was surprised that his dad came back because I thought that he had gotten like banished for everything that he did in Iron Flame. Or he didn't get banished, but he got like sent to that really remote location. He was, yeah, stationed to that really remote, outpost or whatever. And I get that when Violet's mom died, like she was the one that sent him out there. And I get that Daddy Atos has a relationship with the king, so he was able to get himself that position. But even then, I don't know, it just seemed a little like, oh, you're back? I thought we kind of
Yeah, I thought we were done with you.
Felt
got
like
rid of
that.
him.
Felt like we had moved past that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot that we don't know about him. Like we don't know what his signet is,
That's
you
true.
know? Like I don't know. Like there could have been more to him and there just wasn't, other than he was like this bad guy.
Yeah, but I liked that there wasn't a whole lot with him. I'm a little tired of the like leadership is bad, like leadership is corrupt trope.
But I mean, he was.
He is corrupt, but I was just glad that we didn't have to like hear a whole lot of it, just because it makes my
Yeah.
blood
Yeah.
boil.
Yeah. Okay, so where are we putting this?
I don't know. See?
Yeah,
Okay.
or Traeger.
Triggers. We're putting it behind broccoli for sure, though, right?
Yeah.
This picture is kind
can't-
of small.
Yeah, I
It's
can't
just
tell what that is.
it's just like shadows that are expanding.
Oh my gosh, is this the final scene?
Yeah, it's meant to be. Do we want to save this till the end? We can save this till the end if we want to talk about it.
Okay,
then.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah, put
go
that
to the end.
at the end. I wish we had these
Okay.
in chronological order, Ben.
No. That was
Okay.
too easy.
What's this?
Listen, this was enough work
Like
for me
trying to
do.
remember when all this happened.
Okay, so
Okay,
this
what
is a
is that?
burning city. It's a burning city.
What is this about? Should I know this?
What is
This
this?
is like
Is
when
this
they first went to go get
Samira?
the
Oh, is
thing
this
with Professor Grady when they went
Marin?
to go get the first thing with Professor Grady where they went to go get
Oh,
the gem
what
from the
how?
museum, and freaking Aura was like just spazzing. She just
Yeah, 'cause-
spazzed out, set the city on fire, set Grady on fire, got clawed
Killed
by a dragon, and
Died
then
herself.
I don't know, that was kind of weird too. It was like this whole weird plot that like just died with this fire.
Yeah,
Like,
I was also very confused. This is why I wanted to put this in there because I was kind of confused at like why this whole
Yeah, why?
conflict
I mean,
needs
I've
to
heard
be
people
there.
theorize that like the squad sucked so much because people didn't want them to like succeed. So corrupt leadership.
like
Like, put
Panchik
together-
putting Grady in charge and Grady had
Yeah.
no idea. So, or like, I don't know, just getting randos together just so it wouldn't.
Yeah.
I could see this all being orchestrated by, say a Panchik or whatever who is.
Clearly a
So
bad
it
guy.
just, yeah, it just felt like a lot of random things
honestly
went
don't
together for this, and then it all like literally went up in flames, and then it was smooth sailing from there.
I like don't even remember this part of the book. I feel like it was just like, oh, okay, cool. That happened. It's a
This
good
is Violet
refresher.
being able to say, "This is what happens when you don't listen to me."
I told you.
So
Um,
is this
yeah.
giving
Let's
us
see.
that Traeger is in front of?
Yeah, maybe we could move Traeger up.
I put that in D, yeah. Yeah, Traeger was like a little sad, so that was just like a stupid scene. Not a stupid
So I
scene, but
guess we're putting it right here because it's like worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good about that.
It's-
These the
Okay,
dragon tails?
This is no.
Is this the
as
Irids?
close as I could find.
These
Yeah,
are the
this is
Irids.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we
can
already
really-
talked about this a little bit, but so sad
You
that
should have
they
just put the
abandoned-
clouds, and it would have been like
Okay. Sorry.
they're blending in with the clouds.
I tried.
Yeah, this
I-
sucked.
It's for fan.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry.
Okay,
sorry.
back on the book.
Big
We already talked about it being so sad with Andarna and them kind of abandoning her, and then also so sad when they made Andarna leave. But maybe she didn't. Okay, I mean, I guess we also need to talk about, did Andarna come, did she make it over to the Irids and then come back when she somehow could sense that Violet needed help? Did she come back by herself because she realized she made a bad choice and couldn't be away from Violet?
Yeah.
Did she bring all the Irids with her to help?
Did
I
she
don't-
live with the Irids for like 50 years in a weird time warp and then come back?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What?
Did she learn everything she needed to learn in a day? Come back.
Just return.
No,
think
but
she
like,
tends to
but
violate
seriously,
with nature.
because I'm just gonna quickly say, I know that was like a weird theory, but her
Her-
gift prior to the dreamless sleep was to slow down time, right?
Sure.
So nothing is out of
So
the realm of
is she
possibility.
gonna get Violet and Xaden to slow down time so that they can have some time together before Xaden turns, I guess he already kind of is totally venom, but
There's no world where Xaden's fully venom.
you don't think?
No,
No world.
he's got a little piece of Violet trapped inside of him, keeping him alive.
Oh.
Until we find the cure.
Oh, okay.
I would say this is like a B because I liked we learned a lot. It was nice to like actually find them. Like at least we found
I was
them.
glad we found them. I was afraid that
Yeah.
we were just not gonna find
I
them.
know. I was
And
like, what was the point of that? Like that
Yeah,
whole,
but we did learn a
yeah.
lot about like where Andronna came from, why she was where she was, like all about feather tails. It was just like it was interesting. I just hated it. Like I hated everything we
I
learned,
know,
but
I hated how they were like talking down to her, and she was
yeah,
so happy to
I know. Poor
be there and proud
Andorna.
of everything that she had done. That was
yeah,
sad.
That
it was
was it was pretty sad. But it's also weird because not a lot of authors kind of take that risk of having a whole plot line that just kind of ends up
for
going
nothing.
nowhere, right?
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
good point.
Which goes back to like, I don't think it went nowhere, and we know that just from Andarna going and coming back.
But it sure felt like it went nowhere for most of the book, like until
Yeah,
Darla
Yeah,
kind of came back.
yeah,
Well, and I guess it did. They got the
Ward.
runes fired up or whatever for,
yeah, yeah.
so
It's huge.
it did have some good payoff, yeah. But in the moment, I think we all felt as depressed, not as depressed, but we were feeling for Violet at that time.
I was depressed. I think it was at this point, and I was reading at the kitchen table, and Alex was there, and I just like closed my Kindle. I was like, everything's going so wrong. I have to stop reading. He's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "This is just everything went wrong. Like nothing,
That
nothing's
was
working."
right after everything with Mira. I just shut my book for a little bit, and I was like, I guess I'll keep reading. Oh, okay.
Okay, this is maybe getting into more lighthearted scenes. So we have, can anybody tell what that is?
No, I can't see any of these.
No, what's it even a picture of?
It's a library.
That doesn't look like a
Library.
It's a library.
So what is this about?
It's like a
how-
jail cell.
Oh wait,
The
is this the
scribes?
jail cell?
Yes,
Oh
this is
yes,
a jail
this is the
cell,
jail
and
cell.
this is a
My bad.
library.
Okay,
Is this
we're
Jack
still,
Barlow?
this is the Jack Effing Barlow. Yeah.
Jack effing Barlow.
I mean, he wasn't a part of it at
He
all
wasn't
until
a
like the
big part of
very
the plot.
end.
I've got questions about him.
Also,
I'm curious why he didn't
do
get
we
killed
think
off
he's
last
dead?
book.
No, I think he's alive.
Yeah, I
She
think he's alive.
didn't she throw the knife at him?
Yeah, but then Zayden was like, or maybe it wasn't even Zayden. I don't know who was there at this point. But it was like if she wants him dead, he must like know things.
And I
Yeah.
thought, I mean, I don't know. I know that they didn't say he's dead, so he's probably not dead. But to
Mhm.
me, the way that they just kind of like, bleh, they want him, if they wanted him dead, well, oh well, like he's dead, and it doesn't matter because
Because he's dead.
What about like the whole
I think
fact
he's
of her poisoning him and then erasing his memory and then giving him the antidote and stuff like that was, I mean, that's pretty conniving of
was
Violet a little bit.
was.
Like the wiping the
That's what
memory
needs to
thing
be
was
done.
pretty
She's
bad.
like a new person who
Yes,
doesn't like feel bad to do what needs to be done to bad people.
she's a strong, independent woman
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just gonna
who does need
maybe
Xaden.
devil's advocate though. Like felt very violated with Dane like intruding on her memory, you know?
For sure,
Like,
but she's a good person. And Jack sucks.
Yeah.
Dane's a good person too.
Did you say Jack's a good person?
No, Dane's a good person
Oh,
too.
Dane's a great person. He was just misled.
Misled. Okay, yeah, so
But
it
let's
did,
put that at like C or D. I mean, it just wasn't
Yeah.
really that big of a plot line. Just put that at D.
No.
We can put Traeger up.
no,
I don't feel like we learned anything from it either. Like
I don't, yeah.
Yeah, move Traeger
But didn't
up. We do
we-
care about Cat.
Didn't we
this is up, yeah.
Yeah,
learn
yeah, move it up.
a few things from this though?
We like asked him some questions. One of them was just a question that she already knew the answer to see if he was telling the truth. But we learned that like they can sense each other. I feel like that's the only thing that
Yeah.
we
And also like the 66 days. What was that? Like Jack. Do you remember that
Just
part?
how long he
Yeah. So I feel like she's trying to like maybe they're keeping him alive as a test subject.
maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like I would have preferred that he like shared some actual information that was helpful, like the cure.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, I don't know, maybe the arrow scene needs to go to B and broccoli needs to go to B and everything just needs to be like, oh, it's average. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, wait, let's
Okay.
do large scale
Okay.
shuffling at the end because
Okay,
we're just
fine.
going.
Okay,
all
well,
it
for
feels
sure
like.
move the arrow scene up. That can at least
Yeah,
be C for now.
You guys are feeling guilty about Trigger.
Yeah.
Putting them on the same.
Well, it was a good scene. I just didn't feel attached to Trigger, but like,
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good
if we're
scene.
just
I'm so
talking
pissed
about
Rocky
like
had
the
that.
okay, God.
Okay. Okay, here we have a prosthetic leg.
This is Sawyer.
This is yeah. I thought all of his arc was good.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt very realistic for him to be hesitant and have doubts and everything, but I was really it was like such a hopeful scene at the end when he's having Violet help him because, she struggled with similar things at the beginning and how he got on and I don't know, I would just say all of the squad camaraderie is kind of wrapped up in this.
Yeah,
Even at
Like
the
it was
they
a
beginning,
sweet
we
all
scene.
wouldn't let him quit.
they
Yeah.
all care about each other so much. Like the love that they have for each other is very different than obviously the love Violet has for Xaden or her dragons, but these people are like
And I feel like it was a lot of
capital
character
P people
development
in
for
her
like
life.
all of them. It's like you got to see more of their personalities and how they interact with each other. I feel like Riddick was like throwing some jokes around and it was just like it was fun. It was happy, exciting.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say A or B.
Ooh.
And let's put it in B. We're just saying this is like
It was a good scene.
squad, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of standing in place for squad. Yeah.
and him getting back on that dragon.
Yeah. Back
Yeah.
on the horse. All right, so we finally made it to the library scene.
Okay, so what is that?
This is the scribe. I don't dare try to pronounce her name.
Yeah, and kind of like, oh, what was the classic joke? Like,
What was
oh, she described you perfectly, Dane.
Oh, I know. That was so funny.
Oh, this scene? This is
That
this is
library.
Easter egg to me.
Wait. I
I was
don't.
like-
What scene are you guys talking about?
This is where they go to, I think they're in Deverelli or something at this point, and they
Mhm.
go to like get all of her dad's books, and the lady's
Mhm.
like, I have 3 questions for you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I thought this was a really, really good scene. One, yeah, that part was hilarious where he's like, oh, and yeah, like thinking that Xaden was Dane. So funny.
Oh, she was
Then,
just there for the tea. Like this old
yeah,
lady who's just like
yeah, she was
getting
hilarious.
all the relationship drama.
Yeah, she was hilarious, and we learned a lot
And it
about,
set up a lot of questions too of like
yeah,
what does this all mean? Why is she asking these questions?
yeah. And like
Yeah.
this was something in the book where it's like, okay, we're going somewhere. Like we
Mhm.
may, it just there wasn't a lot of moments in the book where you like felt some hope, I feel like. And
Yeah.
this was one of them where you like get information about Feathertails that can hopefully,
Well, and like all of his research, like
yeah,
we got like some of those answers, but we still, you know, you think about everything with Violet being, starting to be dedicated or whatever. Like there's so much more to whatever Asher Sorengale was doing. I feel like it just kind of scratched the surface of
yeah, I really
of
liked
what that was. But I thought it was cool how the books that Violet got were what helped her save what's his name from the cake and there were a few
Yeah.
things that she like, she did her research into his research and it
Yeah,
helped.
yeah.
Okay,
That
Yeah,
so
I
is,
agree.
where
Let's
do
do
we
that
say
A.
S tier or A
No,
tier?
no,
Okay.
we can't do S if there's only one S. Let's hold off.
Okay.
there might be
Well,
at least be two because we have
we
two in
might.
D right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
I would say as like a general plot thing, it was cool seeing how what we like when we find like the fact that we got there and it revealed so much and then what was revealed was carried through to every island
Hmm.
to help overcome, everything that was there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we're gonna stick with we're gonna stick with A then?
I think you could put it in S. I don't know. I feel
I
like
think
A
it just
yes.
as like a
is
There's a
better than
lot
the
that there's a lot that happened in that scene. There's all the stuff about like Nira feeling a little butthurt too, and that led her to her grandma.
and is important for the whole plot.
yeah.
Yeah. And a
Okay,
funny
you got
scene.
it. Wow, you got it.
And
I'm gonna
like
say,
Xaden's in a good place at this point in the book.
yeah.
This is a good
Yeah,
scene.
remember when on the horse ride there
Yeah.
when he was like, "Oh, what did you guys
You
used
guys
to do?"
ride together often?
Yeah. And Dane's like, "What the?" That was classic.
So funny.
He's like, "What?"
Um,
Oh, Zayden, just living his best, like, non-magic life.
yeah,
Not a care in the world.
things were good
Well,
then.
we're very quickly gonna move past that because we got a line in the sand here.
Is
What
this
Anybody
it,
can-
is this a literal line in the sand?
No, it's figurative. There's not
Okay.
somebody actually drawing a line in
Okay,
this.
just want to make
Yeah,
sure I didn't miss that.
yeah.
I don't know. This was like Riddick playing with his dragon in the beach.
You guys are weird.
Maybe you guys are weird.
Is that what this is?
No,
No.
this is well, does anybody have any other guesses what scene this is?
Is
No.
it when he pulled from the source
No,
the
this is
first time?
when Riddick was it was Riddick, right? When he was like talking to
Oh,
Violet about like we gotta choose a point where he's too far gone and you need to
Oh, okay.
I'd say
I
this is
really
Esther.
like that scene. Wait,
Yeah.
oh, S, yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
really
we
like that
just
scene.
said only one in S.
There's
No,
at
it's a
least
two because
two.
there's two in D.
This was a great scene though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really liked it. I feel like it was very real, and I love that Riddick was like, "Where is the point that this is going to end?" Like, I get that you love him, but like, we love you. How are we gonna like protect you as well?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say two. I'm gonna draw this back to all of Riddick's character development, to like standing up for
It's so good.
himself and standing up for Violet and wanting to be there for her. And I appreciated him again, just being like, we said no more secrets,
Hmm.
Yeah.
you know?
You're
Yeah,
gonna
I feel
tell
like you
everyone
saw the
this stuff.
serious side of him. Like he's very like kind of like the jokester, but it's like no, he's there. He cares about things. He does his research and stuff, and he's not gonna
Yeah.
let her get taken advantage of by a Venin.
This is like I think this is an epitome of like a wonderful Rebecca Yarros scene that's like very serious, very moving as well. But then there's also like some comedic relief with the lightning strike humor afterwards. Like it's just it wraps everything up into just like this is a perfect scene. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's S tier.
S
Yeah.
tier. Okay.
It was kind of crazy when he came back to Zayden and then was like, you have to tell Imogen, who else? Justinian, who else? Who was the third one?
I
Just
thought
the
it was
squad.
the
Yeah,
squad,
but
yeah.
it's like that's not what we agreed on.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of nervous about that because I was like, that is gonna like ruin things.
Well, and Zayden was
One
just
of
like,
them is
yeah,
gonna,
okay, deal. Like it
yeah,
wasn't a problem for him.
Yeah.
yeah, he's like, that's fine.
It was really cool.
Okay, this is kind of hard to see, but it is an
It's the
engagement
ring.
ring. Yeah.
Oh.
So we're just talking the end here.
The end. Yeah, we've already talked about it, but I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about the fact
I
that
mean,
Why
we
don't
got
can you
it's just
move it to the end
cliffhangers.
too?
move it to the end?
Move
Okay.
it to the end, and we
Okay,
can talk
move it
about
to the
the
end.
ending
Okay, okay.
too.
Okay.
Okay.
Sewing?
Yes, this is sewing. Do you guys remember that line?
No, I don't.
I'm probably like loading up lines in my head because I loved some of these so much, but yeah.
I can't think of a time when anyone sewed anything.
Oh, was
Oh,
it
doesn't.
the like nightgown that Zayden had made for
No.
Was it
summer?
like I thought
Man,
That would have
I
been a
don't know.
good one.
Maybe I'm weird. It was when I think it was Riddick again that got stabbed, and
oh
but he didn't actually get stabbed. And then she was like crying, and he was like, "I hate sewing," and like punching the guy the cook in the face.
That was funny.
Okay,
this is good.
good scene, but it's part of the chocolate cake
Part of the
thing.
chocolate cake.
Yeah,
So
just
Okay.
delete it. I'm just kidding.
just put it in B. Put it in B.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Sorry, I've
neutral.
already spent too much time on that, but
it was
oh
pretty
wait,
funny.
chocolate cake.
Like you
Yeah.
didn't
Okay.
include the lions, but
Hold on.
you
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm sorry. This was
And
obviously this could be better.
I think the
you
chair
put it
scene
in
is the
A. I
only
thought we
scene
said
with
we'd
them
put it
too.
in
Oh, put
B.
it in B. Well, you said it was the chocolate cake.
Well, yeah,
No, but it's
but
B. It's B.
Okay.
it's B.
Okay, so silver hair.
Is
Who
this
was
like the
the silver hair in
dedication
general?
thing? The
Yeah,
silver
the
hair
dedication thing.
girl?
Okay,
Okay.
I want to put this in A. I don't even know what the specific scene is, but every time we'd see, like, yeah, the little girl with the silver hair, or, even Theophanie's hair being silver, right? Is just like, that's been something since the beginning of Fourth Wing. It's like, what it is like, oh,
Why does
whenever
Violet
I
have
cut
it?
my hair, it's just gonna grow back silver. It's always been this thing. So anytime we're getting little pieces of maybe finding out what the silver hair is, I'm there for it.
It's got to
Yeah.
be something with
So
the dedication.
yeah, which I think we've found out, and I think I sent this to Riley, but there's this whole thing on the ending scene of the book where it says that like Brennan looks at her with, you know, bug eyes or whatever, and somebody's like, is that because she looks different? And this is a interview, the Variety article interview with Rebecca Yarros, and she's like, no, like he's just glad to see her after 12 hours or whatever. And someone's like, oh, because people were taking that to mean that, you know, her whole hair was silver instead of just the ends. And she just said, interesting.
Which is crazy.
Interesting.
It is interesting. So yeah, like in those 12 hours, did she fully dedicate herself? Like, you know, Theophanie's, her whole hair was silver, right? It wasn't just the tips.
Well,
But
and there's this,
dedication.
I was gonna say there's this idea too of like there are two gods that she's been like partially dedicated to
Mm.
when like the note from the high priestess of like I hope the other one who like carries her favor, blah 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 blah. I'm
Yeah.
interested. Lots of questions there.
Yeah, like could you be dedicated to any god and have silver hair? Is it just like I don't know. Anyway, I want yeah, keep I like that in A just because anytime I see it, it's intriguing.
It's intriguing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought when I saw that, oh, what's her name? Theophanes or whatever.
Mhm.
I thought I thought that they were going to be like twins that have been separated at
Yeah,
birth. That
yeah,
was my fan theory. I texted Lindsay. I was like, and then that didn't end up being true, but
yeah.
could have been fun.
Kind of a fun thing.
Okay, this is a rope snapping or a bond snapping, if you
I
will.
think we've
So
already
this is
talked about
Andarna.
Andarna. Yeah.
Yeah, and darn it, we've already talked about it a
Where are
little
we
bit.
gonna rate it? A, because it was so sad. B,
Yeah, I
because it
mean
was
it's
so sad. D.
I'd say A.
A, yeah. It was a big point
Yeah.
in the book,
And
and it
it
was
was
really well
very,
written.
very well written.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I
okay. A.
very much felt for like it didn't feel so drawn out that I was starting to get annoyed by it,
Yeah.
but it was appropriately long and sad. And
Because it wasn't like
it
a
was
whole
fun
book,
too
like,
that it was fun too that Mira was the one, like the sister was the one that had to come and like kind of snap her out of it. All these boys in her life, like not knowing what to do. Just like,
like here's more food.
yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, speaking of like the Twilight resemblance, I like that it wasn't like a whole entire book of Violet being sad. And I hope that the next book, if Violet and Xaden are not together, I hope that it's not just like
No, they'll
we
be able to
all
see each
miss
other in the
Xaden.
dreams. Don't worry.
Okay, well, anyways, I hope that it's not just like
She's
a
a dream
mourning
walker.
book.
We're
She's a
gonna get
dream
spicy
walker.
dream walking
That would be so
all the
funny.
positions that weren't available for them before.
I'm not this flexible in real life.
Okay,
Okay,
Theophany.
yeah,
I feel like this needs to go to the end too. Let's just get these other two out of the way first, and then we
we're
can.
getting pretty close to the end.
I know, yeah. Let's just do those three for sure. Need to be together.
Just put it right here. Put it right here.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
There you
Okay,
go. Okay.
I mean this is kind of end to this is a tombstone.
Is this Mira almost dying?
Is this Quinn?
No, yeah,
That was a really sad scene.
unfortunately.
The Quinn
Okay.
scene. Again, someone I didn't know very
I was gonna
well.
say, I
Like,
feel like I wasn't
Yeah.
super sad about it. I don't know why was
I
I not
was
sad about it.
heartbroken.
I was very heartbroken, but I
Oh.
also there's like so much happening
Yeah.
in all of this stretch of chapters, right? This is the first time that we're getting Imogen's perspective. So like that kind of throws you because you're not used to it.
Mhm.
And so I don't know. Like I was really sad, but also I just felt like I wasn't expecting to like be thrown into Imogen's point of view, and then for this to be what happens, and then yeah, like I don't know. I think
Yeah.
there's so much going on at the last few chapters that I was kind of just like in whiplash, like reading to finish the book and hoping that everything would like kind of make sense at the end, and then
Mhm.
not all the pieces fell together. So I'm like, okay, I need to reread that, I guess. But I
Yeah,
don't know. So like
that's
for
exactly
that
how I
reason, I
felt.
kind of put it down a little bit.
I think Riley's gonna have something to say here.
I don't know. I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know really who Quinn was. I still very small character in the book, I'd say. But I think the description of her death was really, really heartbreaking.
Yeah,
Um,
what was it like? We made a good one, or
yeah,
Well,
and just
and just
like
the fact that she died for those
the civilians?
kids,
Yeah,
yeah.
and like that's what they're all doing. Like they're all fighting for,
yeah,
And had
know.
it have been like Violet's perspective of Quinn dying, I don't think I would have cared as much, but because it was like this is like the equivalent of Rhiannon dying for Violet.
Yeah,
Mm.
It's
yeah.
super, super
Mhm.
heartbreaking. So it was the only scene of someone dying that I actually feel like I cared about,
Yeah.
even though it was someone who wasn't that big of a character. I'd put it as a B.
I feel like I need to go reread this scene because I think when
Do
it
be.
came up, I
Yeah.
was like, I want to go back to Violet's perspective. I need to see what happens with Theophany, and I was just kind
I
of
did
like
kind of
trying to
feel that
get
way.
through that chapter.
Yeah, I was like,
Right.
what the heck are we
So,
Right.
doing?
It's like we're getting all
yeah,
these different chapters as a way of like knowing that this is a very large battle where
and like knowing what else is going
people are
on.
taking care
Yeah,
of their
Yeah.
sections, and we're all trusting that, right? Which is that was the point of this, where it's like, Violet, you need to stay in your lane if you want this to work. We're all
yeah.
going to stay in our lane. We're going to be fine. And to prove that, look, here's perspectives of everybody staying in their lane and doing a good job. Like nobody's, well,
Worrying about everyone else. Well,
dying
yeah,
without you, Violet. But yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. There's
yeah.
a
I gotta
lot.
go. I gotta go reread this one. I'll let you guys vote on it. I, for some reason, don't feel sad
I'm good with
about
B.
this.
No, I'm good with B.
Okay.
Okay.
A water bottle?
Okay. This is a black
Uh,
water bottle.
A black
Ben,
water?
this is a stretch. I don't know what this is about.
Nothing. This again. This may be just
This is
hit my
Ben. Like, this is
hit
my
my funny
favorite.
bone. It's a funny scene.
A black water bottle.
Uh-huh.
Was
Like
there ever a
Zayden
water bottle?
thirst.
Yes, that
What
is
it is?
what it. No, no, no. It's
Okay,
not.
also speaking of, now that we're down to the end, I feel like the chair scene is the only why was there not like the scene
I
with like
know.
the bed with the
Because
pink
I'm the one
prints in it?
making this,
Like
Sid.
I
Okay.
know, I just want to
I'm-
call out that bias that Ben is the one who,
we-
who
We're gonna
We
we're
outlined
gonna
can't
this.
even like rank all the smut scenes up against each other.
Yes. Yeah, let's put those five up there.
making a tier list with my sister-in-laws on here. You guys know. Okay.
Okay, yeah, tell us what the water bottle is
The black
about.
water bottle scene, it's when Taryn is hurt and Violet might think that he's dead. And he says something like, he's like, don't dehydrate. I'm still
Um,
alive.
that's a
Okay,
very
I'm
stretch.
just
Like,
okay. I that was
let's get
like
into the scene.
that's
Yeah.
weird, but I'm just gonna say, going back to my thing about Rebecca Yarros saying that somebody we love is gonna get,
You think it's me,
you know,
Taryn?
We
is
can't.
there's a possibility.
No.
I'm
They
just
showed that she
saying
can survive without
they,
them.
Violet can't
yes,
survive that.
they showed
Oh.
that she can survive breaking a bond, and Darna is back. They showed that he is not untouchable. You know, he was hurt multiple times in this book. He got back up every time, but I don't know. I
You
really
think he's
hope it's
dead
not
right
the
now?
case. No,
No, no, no.
no.
Okay.
I just
Sure.
feel like she was saying, like, he's not immortal. Just making sure we're all very aware. I don't know if that's
Let's
what's gonna happen.
let's shut that down now.
I don't
I've
like
also
that.
been told
Yeah.
that Rebecca Yarros like loves Taryn, so maybe she would never go there.
Yeah.
She would never go there.
Like her pug or something, isn't it?
I don't know.
Pretty sure the character is written after her pug.
That's really cute.
So yeah, she can't kill him off.
Well,
You can't kill the
Taryn
pug.
has a great sense of
This I
humor.
would say was like a
Very sad scene. D.
Is this after the tornado?
Yeah, he gets
Yeah.
like hit
Or
into the
after
rock.
he gets there was another one where Rhiannon like pulled
thing out of his leg.
the thing
No,
out
I
of his
think
leg.
this
That
is
was
the
No, this is a
tornado.
different one, yeah.
Yeah.
okay. Just give it
Yeah,
a
I
C.
mean, silly, but sad.
I'm just gonna say all of no, don't give it a D.
I'd put it in C.
Yeah, C. I just feel like all of Taryn getting hurt.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna say
Okay.
you guys have done a great job on this bell curve. This is
You
like
gave us a task and we are completing it.
Yeah.
oh, no. Okay. Here we go. We've gotten to all the
Okay.
endings here.
Okay,
I mean,
so
I feel like all of this
Theophany
is kind of
first.
together. Okay, Theophany
I'm
first.
gonna say yeah.
Okay,
My
like her as a villain in general, her as a character, like the
I
scene,
mean, she's a
there's a lot
great
to talk.
villain. I hate her. Glad she's
Mhm.
dead.
my critique of her is that I feel like she popped up in this book
Yeah.
and left in this book.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was
That's why
pretty
You
I
know,
didn't want
the
to.
previous two books, it was like the sage. That was the villain. And is that Berwin? Is that like the guy that we're thinking has I don't know. I don't know. She was bad. I didn't like her, but now she's gone.
Yeah.
So
So
D.
I mean, to me, it's kind of weird because it's like at the end of the series, how much are you really going to think about her? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
yeah.
Um,
But again, it's like the
But she
third
was
book, so
super
maybe it's
hard.
just I don't know.
it's she had like a weird fascination with Violet too. It feels like the other Venom haven't really cared to single her out necessarily.
And I wonder if part of that is because Lilith is gone. You know, if she was always the like antithesis, is that the right word, of Lilith's signet, right? Now that Lilith's gone, she came into the picture because she no longer has her like opposite dragon rider to fight and
Yeah.
Okay, so
went for the daughter who's also this, big power.
Yeah.
what did you guys think of the plot twist of Violet thinking that she was another lightning wielder? And
I
then
liked
her
it.
not
That
being,
was
like
cool.
them finding that out mid-fight.
I liked it.
It's cool because it
No
also kind of
notes.
showed Violet's bias when they're like doing the war planning in the school, and she was like, "Oh, I know how she could get there. It's because she could control the lightning." Whereas like
Yeah.
there's a lot more to a storm than just lightning. You know what I mean? Like being able
Yeah.
to maneuver. So yeah, I mean, she
Yeah,
got
I don't know.
Violet
I
good.
share Lindsay's critique of like she appeared, we'd never heard of her before, like she sucked, and she was always just kind of like looming overhead, like she was sending letters and things, and now she's dead.
Yeah.
Like,
And like we were afraid of her, but I also wasn't afraid of her because it was clear that she didn't want to kill her, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. See, I don't know,
So, yeah, just I
Okay.
would say C.
All right. Nice.
like a spooky villain, but
Yeah.
I feel like there was also just a lot going on in this book that I wasn't so focused on her as
Yeah, we
like,
were like looking for Andarna's kind
yeah,
and
there were like all
Mhm.
these other things where like sure she was like the main villain, but
Like we'll deal with you later.
Which is
yeah,
probably why we didn't get introduced to like the big bad or like,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
it's like we need a villain, we need something. It's got to be Violet focused, but we also want to be able to learn something from her and
Mhm.
the Venom kind, right? So her interest in Violet allowed us to do that. We got, a little insight into the Venom and everything. But then there's
Yeah,
always the questions too about all of her dedication before that and like how much of this path is Violet on
Yeah.
herself. I don't know.
hmm
Yeah, that's true. It could be like a foil for Violet. Like here's where you could end up if you're not careful. Okay.
I'm gonna say A and then B.
yeah, I was gonna say for bell curve wise, we need one A and one B.
I'm gonna give, yeah, Shadows to A and Engagement Ring to B, and then we can talk about them. So just
Wait,
Okay.
Shadows A?
yeah,
I
Shadows
was
I agree.
A. That was an amazing scene.
okay.
Okay. And I
Let's
just feel like
we
I
gotta
have too many
Can't
questions
fight the
about
older
the wedding
sister.
ring to like want to.
Well, and it was the last like what? Well, I mean,
It was
half
just it was a little
chapter.
cliffhanger, like bloop,
Yeah.
bloop. Oh, there's a ring on my hand.
Yeah, like cute,
Yeah.
you're married, but like where do you go?
Yeah.
And now
Okay.
Let's
what?
talk about Shadows first, but put it in A. It's non-negotiable.
Who's the oldest sister?
yeah.
Like,
I'm just, oh my gosh, like the fact that what finally got him to pull after how many days of like his self-control was the fact that, which it goes back to, Asher Sorengale's password to his research was, the first love or whatever. It's the dragon. Like Sigale is his first love, and as much as he would like probably do the same thing for Violet, maybe, like
Yeah.
he was
He couldn't
not
help it.
gonna let anything happen to Sigil. And it's
mhm.
just like it goes back to that like hope that you have for him because even though he's like definitely venom now, he did everything he did was for such pure reasons. It wasn't for more power. It wasn't for blah blah blah, you know? It was for love, which I mean they did say that that would be what happened, but
Apart from the handprint on the wood, yeah, they're all super pure reasons.
that was very pure.
Dumb.
Thumbprints. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
was,
agree.
and it's like heartbreaking too when you're reading like Violet's portion and she just sees in the distance like a ton of shadows go out and she's like, oh,
I
like he's
know.
always been
And
powerful,
she
but
just,
never that powerful.
I love you.
Yeah. Oh, bizarre. I mean, we could call it an S tier scene. We could
Yeah.
be so bold.
Oh
Good.
man. I might. It
Yeah,
was really
I mean, we kind of have one of those ending scenes at the end.
Yeah,
Or
I would
one of
say
those
that.
ending scenes has an S.
I mean, Sid, you didn't
like
even
I would
remember the
maybe
picture
do
scene.
I would maybe put the line in the sand on A instead.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I think my
I
line
mean,
in
does
the
it need to be a perfect bell curve, Ben? What are the rules here?
I like it like this. I mean,
I have to
if we're comparing the two scenes, I'm sorry, but the shadows, that was I mean, just the like the drama, the emotion, like every part of it was so heart-wrenching.
that was
Yeah.
Okay, we can leave it like that. And then the ring in B.
And like, you know, scanning over the entire battle and like, you know,
And showing his power, yeah.
he's like
showing
so
his power, but like
The caress
oh,
of the
Dane was
face.
doing this and this was doing this. It's just like you can imagine in a movie where it's just like slow motion, like
I
Yeah.
cannot wait for this to be a
ah,
movie.
Yeah.
it's gonna be a TV show.
That's
But
well, either way, I can't wait. Shut it
but my
down.
favorite part of that, like you're saying, was the caress of the face when it like went by Violet.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Sad.
All right, and
And the
then
pieces of his soul just like
crumpling or
ah,
yeah, vanishing away.
fan art that on that one. It's beautiful.
Lindsay's more emotional because she's seen fan art about it.
I'm surprised that
Oh.
this hasn't caused Lindsay to pick up the paintbrush again.
Oh, I roll.
All right, and then you guys had
I
the
don't really
ring
have
and
anything to
B.
say about this anymore.
Lindsay said that, yeah.
Sid, do you disagree?
I said Lindsay said that, yeah.
No, I said, do you disagree?
Oh, no, it's fine.
I'm not allowed to disagree.
That's
I
not
mean,
an
for a
option.
perfect bell curve, we'd take an A and a C and put them in an S and a D, but I don't have anything to say about the ring anymore. Again, I don't know what happened, and I'm fine living in that
Hmm.
just
It was
confusion.
cool that, you know, we knew that the ring was made from the Sword of Tyrandor. So he had been like planning this for a while.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's sweet.
it's sweet. And I like to, I think about when, you know, he's telling Sigale, like, you know, I'm gonna bring down my shields. You tell me if there's anything left.
Yeah.
I think him and Sigale like came up with all of this together, which is just like so heartwarming too, you know? Like for as much as she was mad at him for so much of this, like she never left him, you know? And people also talk about Taryn being so tired at the end. People are wondering if it was because like Sigale and Taryn broke their bond or whatever in order for
Because Sigale's choosing Zayden over staying with him.
Would
I
Sigale
don't know.
become Wyvern?
No.
Yeah, how does that work? I thought that same thing, Ben.
No,
We're,
remember
we're the
because
the
Jack's
Be
dragon
Sure fans.
just like
Yeah.
able to be controlled for some reason.
Yeah.
So can Venom drive or drive?
Well,
Right,
yeah, and we
dragons.
think of yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a question mark for sure. Like we don't know what happened with Sigale other than like she helped him and then what? I don't know.
I have two scenes that we didn't talk about.
Okay, I like it.
If we're wrapping up on the ring one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. The dream walking.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah,
That's
you
the
didn't talk about
second
dream
thing.
walking at
You didn't
all.
talk about the second
Wait, sorry. Okay,
significant
hold on.
at
Before we do
all.
this, before we move on, do we want to make? I'm just gonna stop sharing the screen. Do we want to make any adjustments to any
No,
of
that's
the
perfect.
things?
No,
Okay,
that's
I
good.
feel
I'm
okay.
gonna
Yeah.
stop sharing then.
Okay.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah, how did you not have the second signet in there at all?
Sorry.
Or like everybody's second signet that just
Okay,
appeared out of nowhere.
guys.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, after we
Oh
talk
my
about
gosh,
dream
yeah,
walking, we
I'm
need to talk
just
about
gonna say
Rx.
distance wielding, freak. Like
I know.
that's
That's gotta
cool.
be the
That's
coolest one.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dream walking I feel so meh about. Like I'm sure she'll do something really great with it,
Which
but it's
we
like
knew though.
we knew what?
Rebecca Yarros said it's going to be kind of underwhelming.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. But yeah,
Wow.
I feel underwhelmed for sure.
Okay,
Yeah, she's got to
good.
grow
I
into
wish I
it.
had
They
known
can't
that.
just give her something. They can't give her something like amazing right off the bat. And then because we'd have all these expectations. But right now it's like, well, I don't expect you to do anything with this other
Yeah.
than like
She's going to have to learn
hop
how to
into
use
Zayden's
it.
dreams,
Yeah.
apparently.
Or
It's not
Marin.
confirmed yet, Lindsay.
I'm curious if she's going to be able to like be awake and hop into people's dreams, or if like she is going to have to like learn how to like fall asleep and then hop into people's dreams, and also like what is she going to learn?
No, I think she's going to be able to full on hop into people's subconsciouses eventually. I mean, they said it's a type of intrinsic, so it's got to
Who
be.
said
And
that?
they said it's like one of the most dangerous things. The
Zayden said
Irids, the Irids
Oh.
are like, you gave her one of the most dangerous things
Yeah,
ever,
something
you know?
far more dangerous than
I know. I'm like, what is she gonna? How is she gonna learn how to do
and it was
this?
dream walking. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think she's going to be able to just
Yeah, what if you're
skip
able
on
to like,
over.
yeah, jump into anybody's dream you want and like
And-
send them into a coma or something.
Or,
you know?
or just manipulate what they're doing in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Because
personally don't
she
act
was
on my
able
dreams.
to, no, but she was able to manipulate what Zayden was doing in
While he
his
was
dream.
asleep. Oh yeah.
Yeah, in his dream.
Right. Like
Mm.
in his dream,
No,
he would
all
have
she did
pulled
was
from the
hold.
source, but when she was in his place, he didn't pull from the source. It's like you changed the dream. So if you can get this into some sort of subconscious instead of
Hmm.
dream, you
Dream.
know, you can alter what people decide to do.
Okay.
But I
Alright,
don't make
we'll
any
see.
important life decisions in my dreams.
It's
That's my
not
thing
a,
too.
no, not a dream. Not a dream.
So, like
Subconscious.
when they're awake. So
Yes.
okay.
Just
Okay.
you're like, oh, I'm thinking about something, and then it's like, oh, I'm thinking about
Not gonna
something
do that.
else now.
Yeah.
Oh. So maybe
That's
like,
a that's a place it could go. Yeah,
maybe
that's
it's called a dream walker because most people can only do dreams, but like if you get to a certain level, you can.
I
yeah.
think it's going to be like your subconscious mind walker.
Well, and
Or, like-
who's to know if anyone's even had this one before? Because it's a type of intrinsic, so they would have killed him.
That's true.
So she's gonna have to learn how to develop it all on her own.
By
Yeah.
herself. Okay, can we talk about Rx?
Oh,
Is
Arx
it his second signet or is that his first signet?
I
That's
think
his
that's
second.
his
his,
That's his
that's his
first. Okay.
signet.
first
Yeah.
and potentially
That
only.
was crazy when she realized that. Like,
Yeah.
he knew.
I know. I loved all the times where she's just like, "God, freaking Arik, like, go back and do what I told you to. Oh,
Yeah.
freaking Sloan, like, stop handing me papers in the middle of
I
when
was
I'm
like,
doing something
open the
important."
paper, you idiot. You're really just gonna put this in your pocket? That was so stupid. That's one of those scenes where
Like,
you're
if you can you imagine though, if it was like you're a senior in high school and this freshman's like, yeah, this is really important, and you're like,
Like, oh my
okay.
God, I'm in the middle of fighting a battle right now. My sister just died, almost died. Yeah, we also didn't talk about Mira's scene.
that's
You
my
didn't have
other
freaking Mira's scene in there.
Well, okay, I had
Ben.
Theophany.
that's
I had
the other
Theophany
one, and
in
I think
there.
alongside it we loop the Dane Sloan because that all happened in one.
Okay, don't
I
look
think
at
that's
me
a
so
very important.
judgmentally. All right.
I would consider that S or A for sure. Those are
Man,
the dream
freaking
walking I
Mira.
put
I
down.
was so sad when Mira was about to die. I was like, they cannot kill.
I know.
I know. Everyone
Yeah.
like thought that they were gonna kill Mira, but no one was ready for it.
No. I've got a lot of questions too about everything that happened with Brennan. Because there's all that like the comment about the rune on the back of his neck.
Right. And
I
I
don't-
talked to you about this, Riley. Like, what is like Dane's, and I don't know, maybe I'm just stupid for not remembering, but Dane's like, you know, shadow scar, like
Yeah.
hand scar, handprint scar on his wrist. I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah. Missed
I don't
that.
remember.
Venom must
Yeah.
have pulled from him, is my guess, but I don't remember it.
I don't remember it either.
Yeah, I feel like I
Yeah.
went back and rewinded on that part like 3 different times.
I know. It's like, wait, is he talking about
Wait,
Brennan?
what
No,
scar
this
on
is
his hand?
Dane. Like, yeah. And then they're like, oh, the rune. Oh, wait, he doesn't have a rune on his neck. Oh, like,
I'm like, what rune?
and
Who needs
them
a
saying
rune?
that Dane has like, he's like way more powerful than
Yeah, like you shouldn't
he
have all
should
this
be or
power.
whatever. Yeah, he
If
shouldn't
it's
have all this
stone, I know
power.
it.
I'm like, what
Love him.
does Dane have? So I don't know.
Okay,
don't know what's happened with Dane.
I've heard theories on that.
Ooh. Sit's
Sure.
coming with the theories.
Well, I've heard it could be a second signet, potentially,
Mm-hmm.
like that providing more power. I've also heard that maybe he is also turning venom.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't know. I don't know if I like fully am bought onto either theory. I'm just saying those are
I
theories
don't
I've
love
heard.
either
I
of
don't
them.
I don't think he is the brother that turned venom, if that's what you're referring to.
You don't think so?
No, because when the shadows are coming out, Xaden specifically mentions that he sees Dane and
No,
Kath.
no, no, no. I'm saying like he might already be venom earlier
Oh, I don't
because
think
why does he have
so.
all that power?
But Zayden would have been able to sense him.
Um, that's true.
Who?
That is true.
Dane.
Because
Because
they
he
were,
can sense other
yeah, you can
How,
sense the other venom.
were they able to sense Satan?
Zane's
Mhm.
able to sense the venom. That's what we learn in like the Jack Barlow prison scene.
The
I don't
other
know.
other newly turned venom can sense
Venom.
venom. Yeah.
But if you're a sage, like
Hmm.
you can hide yourself, apparently.
I don't know. It's possible, but I also like to think that Dane is too much of a rule follower to have like gone down that path and like kept it a secret. Like if he really went down that path, I think he would have went and left. I don't know, unless that they were telling him that you need to play the inside man. But I don't know. I just feel like he's like too helpful right now to
Yeah.
have.
Dane's endgame, you can't
So I
have him
guess we
going
just don't
on.
know where he got all that power from.
I mean, maybe he just has a lot of power. Like he doesn't really use any of it because of, I mean, his
Yeah.
signet is like only good for spying, but maybe he just has a lot of power.
And maybe because of that, it's like pent up.
Yeah. He's
You
got
know
all
what I
this
mean? Like the
face
way that
ability.
this signet, like comes in if he's not.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe. I don't like your
Seems
idea, Sid.
seems fishy. Okay, it wasn't my idea, okay? It was someone else's theory.
The
Somebody's
second
being
thing that I feel a
irresponsible on
little bit
Reddit.
better about, but I don't know. I don't feel like it also just feels like are we just willy-nilly throwing around second signets?
A lot of people have second signets, but aren't
Marked
they
one.
all marked ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, what was the?
We're
So
recording this
those are the
late.
only two scenes. I
those
mean,
are
we
the two
kind of,
scenes that we didn't talk about that we needed to talk about.
yeah. Mira was kind of crazy.
Mira's crazy. The eyes up here, like that's big foreshadowing into a Sloane Dane romance.
And the way he just like talked her through it, that was so tender.
He's just a big brother.
I know.
He's always just kind of been a big brother. Boy, how far we've
Um,
all come.
yeah. Okay, so any other big scenes that I missed?
No.
I
Well,
don't
I
think
mean,
so.
sure, probably, but I mean, you missed the lions.
Yeah, well, the
There's no
snow
leopard.
leopards. Yeah,
That was crazy.
that was crazy.
That was crazy. I mean, the war island where like she fights the queen. That was a crazy scene. Every
Yeah,
island was
and
crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, oh, the fight scene. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
she wins, and yeah,
And she didn't know it was the queen. That was a
yeah.
cool twist.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
queen wants dragons. Which did she get dragons? Probably.
I don't know. The queen wanted 12 dragons. In my mind, they took 6 eggs to the Erids to raise up and I don't know, become Erids. I don't know, to come back. I don't know.
To teach them in their ways.
Yeah.
You're talking about the
How
missing
many
eggs at
islands
the
are there?
end?
Maybe did they give a dragon to each island?
One dragon to each island.
I don't know how many islands there were.
I don't know. I just don't know. I just can't see dragons being okay, like just giving a dragon egg to people. That's what
Yeah.
makes me think that they had to have taken the dragon eggs to other dragons. And
Yeah.
that's the only way that like dragon to dragon
Maybe
were
that's
were
maybe
cool
that's
with
why
this.
Andarna came back. Maybe Andarna came back for the dragon eggs.
Maybe.
Mm.
Do you think that Dane can read memories that someone's erased?
I have heard that that's how she's gonna get her memories back, is from Jane. But I just really quick going back to the dragon eggs. That would make I kind of like that idea of that's what Andarna's bartering, Like, okay, if you say I failed, then let's try again, or we need to try this whole experiment, but you need to like teach what you're wanting us to learn. You can't just,
Expect us to
expect us to
Yeah, what a crappy
have the
thing to do
instinct.
to Andarna, like just
I
leave
know.
her like stranded.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully you're okay.
Yeah. Even though we are fleeing this culture that we don't want to be a part of anymore, we'll just leave you
And we
here.
have very different
It
rules
felt
and
it felt very Wall-E to me,
Oh.
like we're gonna come back and see if a plant has sprouted anywhere, and if not, like Bex will be back later,
yeah.
Yeah. So 2 years until the next book comes out? What I mean,
It's kind of an
Probably.
unknown, but
But I feel like it's because seeing as I just reread the first two and I was kind of like, by the next one, I don't feel like I need to reread the first two again. But if it's going to be 2 years, I
that's
feel like
true. It's like long enough
it's
to be
like a
like,
good
oh, let me jump back in.
to reread all three of them.
yeah. I guess the kind of the other thing I wanted to talk about before we close out is just, have you guys seen the headlines that this is like the biggest book release in the last 20 years? Or is it
Yeah,
like,
I did see that.
I have not
yeah,
seen that. That's crazy.
yeah.
I
I think
believe
it
it.
The
was
writer of the people.
the writer of
She
the,
gives us what we want.
I do think it is like the next, Twilight New Moon series.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone's getting
It's
just as into it.
it is interesting because one of the things I think will limit it is that there's no the cross appeal like for kids and adults, right? Like nobody's recommending these books to kids, and you don't have kids coming home asking their parents for it, you know?
Yeah.
And I think
Nobody
that,
But
recommends it to their parents either.
yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
true. That's true. But kids aren't well, I don't know. I think that's fine though.
No, no, it's fine. But I'm just saying when you talk about like Harry Potter or Twilight or Hunger Games, it's like these are books that like adults and kids were reading.
Yeah. Well, I was
Yeah.
gonna say like kids
Um,
aren't making the buying decisions in their household, but then I was like, wait, no, that's
yeah.
I bought a lot of Spider-Man things and I don't care about Spider-Man.
I think what's different about that though, Ben, is that those books are all YA books.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she's just she's writing adult
No, no,
books.
I'm not saying one's better or worse. I'm just saying if
That's
it's
the
gonna
limiting
be
factor.
like what's the biggest, is it gonna be like reach that level of like
Yeah.
household name? Because
I mean, it is crazy that in the last 20 years, it's considered that, even when in the last 20 years, Twilight came out in the last 20 years and Hunger Games too.
yeah, yeah, it's
I
true.
think it's definitely bigger than Hunger Games. I feel like Hunger Games, like, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't read the books. Did you guys?
I did.
I did.
Um, but we were
Maybe I did.
talking
I don't
about
know.
too that all of those books, like ebooks weren't really a thing. So
Ebooks, audiobooks, yeah, like,
Yeah.
and even like
it's
online
reaching like a
discussion.
whole new
Yeah,
like level of
Like tech,
yeah. It's like even without
accessibility.
movies coming out, you can
accessibility. Yeah.
still hit non-book readers, Um, but I still like, I don't know if it's a household name yet. You know what I mean? Like if you go into a random person,
Yeah.
I don't think you say like Fourth Wing and they're like, oh yeah, compared to like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's definitely made like a huge splash, and so I think if it gets a TV show done,
Then I think,
then it
yeah.
will be. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Good book. Good book.
yeah. Well,
Good series.
thank you.
Monday.
The okay. Well, I would normally say, but like if you want to chat with any of us, we're on Discord, but I don't know if I can't say it
I'm
this
not
time.
on
So
Discord.
It's just been on Discord.
You can chat with Ben if
comment.
you want on Discord.
I'll make sure to pass the questions along.
We need to start like a romantasy Discord under your
Yeah, you need
Discord and
like a
maybe join that.
romantasy
I can
channel.
create a channel.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll
all
create a
right.
channel.
Thank you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.